Yeah, that's when I first was on social media, I did the same too. I had a like a anonymous name and
Yeah.
then ended up switching over to just normal name because I was always worried that if I posted anything under my name, it would, which at the time when you're like, I don't know, in your teenage years or young adulthood, you're like, you, you just don't want to have a paper trail, I guess, when it comes to your to anything that you post. So it's better to
Yeah.
go under an anonymous name.
Yeah. And
Um,
I remember it was like, testing too, because, when I joined and worked for Smart, I started to know Facebook, Twitter, and like that. And at that time, the internet was not, widely used and available in Cambodia. Um, People still, held the feature phone like Nokia. They could not use internet anything. And then when we got contact with Facebook and Twitter for the posts and social media integration with Facebook and Twitter, then I started to test those social media platform. Then I create the account with the names and like that for testing. So
mhm.
then I got the account from that time until now. So just keep using it.
Well, I have to say this really quick. I love how you said, before, when you were referencing like prior technology and you said Nokia. Um,
Yeah.
I hope that didn't trigger Max a little bit because he has a
I still
Nokia.
have,
He is
yeah,
a
this,
Nokia forever.
Really?
yeah,
Oh, you
yeah.
probably you are the one. I think not many people using Nokia right
Yeah.
now in Cambodia. I think they are trying to come back, but not sure how. You know,
hmm
not sure. Uh, I don't really see people using Nokia in Cambodia, but
Yeah, yeah, no, that their new attempt at like building like a competitive like uh good value smartphone,
mm,
like I think they're starting to compete with like a Samsung
mm,
or like a, that kind of like middle of the range.
yeah,
But they're definitely not at iPhone level, but yeah, I mean iPhones are just crazy expensive. I mean the Vision Pro, I mean how much is that? It's like 3 grand or something. So
yeah.
crazy.
I
Really? Holy
just saw it,
cow. I did.
on internet. It's like it's going to be crazy and next game changer for
Mm.
Apple. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, like if you want to just get the whole Apple product set, you're looking at about 10 grand
Mhm.
for the nice iPhone, the nice Vision Pro, and then a
These
MacBook,
headphones.
the headphones, the AirPods.
By the way, full transparency, these are my girlfriend's headphones. But
Okay.
at the same time, she um she had lost she had the AirPods, and
Mhm.
anyway, spare you the story, but she ended up coming home with a pair of these, and I was like, man, those look really nice. Were they the same cost as the AirPods? And she was like, no, these were like $600. And I was like, what? That is insane for a pair. I'm like, I still have my like string headphones that I plug in to like, Haley, come on, you got to give me some pair of these. um, so, but yeah, it's like anything for the Apple setup. It's, you're right, Max, it's about 10 grand. MacBook Pro, headphones, everything,
Yeah.
watch.
Right.
So, but yeah.
How's the lighting? Is it okay, Dom?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay,
I think it's good.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mike for on Sotter's side, it's all good.
Yeah, everything's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me well?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
and if
I
you
can.
you can talk a little
Yeah.
bit closer in,
Sorry.
you can yeah, a little bit closer to the mic,
Okay.
yeah, just a little bit,
Maybe.
and it will yeah, I can
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, that just it's this weird thing where it's like yeah, as being close really improves the quality.
Okay. Understood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So, so I just wanted to quickly ask. I know when we were messaging a little bit back and forth, but um, something that you wanted to share about was sustainability, scalability, and challenges. Um, Anything specific within those categories that, or those topics that you would like to dive into?
Well, I just want to share, some experience, what I have faced, you know, when for my startup. So I think it's good things, to share all uh, this story and to those people, who are doing the startup or, the guy who are thinking about to do the startup.
Mm,
So, yep. And I found it, it's very interesting because I mean, some people they probably understand they probably knows those things are very important, but it's from my own perspective and view that it's very important for uh, the startup owners have to understand, have to focus on those areas
mm.
so that they can keep startup going and growing their company.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Makes sense.
Sustainability, scalability. Right. That's what you're referencing. Okay. Um, yeah, and I think sometimes there's an overly rosy and positive picture of startups, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes um, it's not as like easy as that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For me, I mean, everyone can can say can start a startup, but but for me, I would suggest that they should think twice. Uh, you can do a startup anytime, but of course, uh, some people may want to do startup or their own business because of the pressure from their work, from their peer, or from the social, but for me, I still encourage people to do the startup because they can contribute to the economy and impacts
Mm.
for the people's life. But it's also important that they have to think carefully. They have to think twice. How they can contribute, how they can make their startup sustainable,
Mm,
and how they can solve all those problems that they may face. Because you know when you have a plan on the paper for the for execution, but when you do it, there may be a lot of bumpy roads along the way, a lot of things that you may face, and sometimes you have to change your business plan, what you have planned like a years ago. So this may affect your mentality, and it may affect your roadmap as well. So that's why for the startup owner, you have to be ready and face and prepare for such a bumpy road. Especially sometimes the road can be very long. So uh, this is very important that the startup owners have to understand.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, maybe that would be a good place to start the podcast, talking a bit about like your initial journey into founding PlasGate, and maybe you can talk a little bit about your experience before that and what made you want to become a startup founder.
Well, I mean, actually, let me brief a little bit about myself. Yeah. I found PlusGate in 2015. After working for 8 years for Smart, and I found this opportunity, the mobile communication gateway, because at that time there was no real mobile communication gateway in Cambodia. So I thought it was a good opportunity. So that's why I founded PlasGate. But before that, I actually worked in the hospitality and tourism industry. So for like, I think, 6 or 7 years before switching to telecommunication. And yeah, as I said, there was no real mobile communication gateway in Cambodia. So that's why I found that, this would be, an interesting project for me. And I want to challenge it. So that's why I founded PlusGate.
Could you just explain for the audience what is a mobile communication gateway, and yeah, what does that intend to do?
Anything related to mobile users, I have to say, it can be text message, can be voice, can be internet communication. But for us right now, we focus on the text messages and the voice communication. And OTT. OTTs, it stands for, over the top. So it means like, WhatsApp, Line, Telegrams, and like that. So we basically want to actually give the business people or enterprise customer can access to the mobile user so that they can interact with their customer, especially for those who want to move to digital space. Let me give you like one or two example. Let's say, when you download, app from App Store, like Facebook, and you need to put it to sign up and put your information, but Facebook need to verify your identity. So there's only way that they can do this is that they will send you a one-time password so that you can put in to verify your identity. And this is what we are doing. So we provide a connection to the enterprise customer who want to send the one-time password for verification purpose. And another case, let's say, we have one of our customers, which is one of the biggest bank here in Cambodia. They receive a lot of loan requests every day, so they cannot process it on time. So they have to use SMS to send, notification to their customer whether their application is approved or denied. So this is fast, and without, this SMS notification, it would take a lot of people to call to their customer, and they will spend, a lot of money, time, resource, and, other material just to do this communication. But with this mobile communication, they just connect to our API gateway, and then they can, interact with their customer at any time, and very fast, secure, and it's very affordable.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So a lot of the use case has been within the financial sector. What would be some of the other sectors that you work with that have become more important over time?
We actually have a lot of customer from various industry. We have customer from education. We have customer from government agency. We have customer in hospitality. We have customer in logistic. Like DHL, or I think one of our customer is a delivery company. They use our text message to notify to the recipient, that they expect to get, their goods to be delivered today or tomorrow. And we also have, some clinics using our service as a reminder to their patient. Okay, you're gonna have, an appointment with, the doctor tomorrow at 2 o'clock, something like that. So, in this case, as you can see, um, the your business can get benefits from this kind of interactive communication, because you always keep close and connected with your customer from time to time, and it's very convenient because sometimes customers feel not disturbing because they get text message instead of phone call, and which is annoying sometimes. So with text message, you can see it anytime. You can search and see it again. Yeah. So that how it is.
Yeah, I really enjoy having to do the one-time passcode where I have to like go and get into my email and then I have to go and copy paste it into another tab and then I have to fill
Yeah.
out my security questions. It's fun. I love doing that, but it's incredibly efficient for the company that are using the services because then for them, they don't have to have an individual doing that, which is a costly resource. So starting the business in 2015, what was it like in the early years? Was it did you have a lot of traction at the beginning, or was it kind of during that 2017 2018 era where that kind of first tech boom was really kicking off in Cambodia, where you started to see a lot of these companies looking for these kind of like digital solutions?
I have to say like this. I started alone, so I was doing sales and also technical support at the same time. And actually, when I uh, was working for Smart, I had some contacts who actually contacted to me at Smart, saying they need this and need that. But at that time, it was very difficult for the company like Smart to provide. They could do it, but a lot of works have to be done. Like signing agreement, integration, testing, charging. But in Cambodia, there's not just only Smart. There are like Cellcard, Metfone, and other telephone company. And imagine that if you have many uh, customer, then it would be insane to process all those things. And I got the some contact. Then when I left Smart, then I phoned them. Okay, I got this solution for you, and you want to try out something like that. Then one of the biggest bank here, they said yes, we could try and see. That's the momentum that we got as a business. And then we got only one client, something like that. Then I need to think how can we get bigger and how we can survive. We got one client, but we need to have many clients like that, big client like that, so that we can survive. So if we just work with small uh, clients, or maybe some client who actually just needed one time to send SMS for market campaign, something like that, then it may not going to work. So then it has to be the same. The same industry, or anyone who has a large base customer that they have to keep connected and contact with their customer. So that's how I started, and we got our first customer, and they trusted us, and then we got it as a reference. And then when we talk to the other guys, they look at us, how could you get that big customer? Yeah,
Sometimes it's
I
that
think, yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
think,
that.
as I said, there was no real mobile communication gateway in Cambodia at that time, and that big customer, like had no choice too. And then we got that big customer, and then we used as a reference, and then people started to trust us, and also um, uh, I think my relationship is was playing important role in building this business as well, because I was looking after the the enterprise business for Smart, so I got a lot of connection to the business people around in Phnom Penh, so they know me uh, quite well. So when I talk to them, okay, we know each other, so it's very easy to talk, something like that. So relationship is also very important, for PlusGate journey.
Well, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Max.
sorry, I was just going to add a comment. I think especially in the sector that you're in, where it's quite high value B2B sales,
Yes.
they need that personal touch, and they want to see the person that they're going to be working with. One other question I had is you said that you started in 2015, but this does sound like it was a very complicated tech product to build. So I'm actually curious, like, how long did it take to get the product to like a sellable level? And yeah, I mean, what was it like just building that from scratch?
That's a very good question, actually. Uh, you know, I studied alone, so I couldn't do anything. For me, actually, I have shareholders, who actually can help me with the tech and solution, but with the telecommunication gateway, you know, they didn't have skill and knowledge about it too. It was hard for all of us. So I decided, to run the system from from Malaysia at that time, and because if I want to build the technology from the scratch, it would take me like 3 to 5 years, and imagine that there was only me, so I could not do it. So I needed to rent a system from one of the company from Malaysia, and we ran it, and then we got customer, we got revenue, and later on I decided that it's time for us to have our own technology. So I started to find good people, talented people to work for PlusGate. So it took us like 3 years to build the system. I think from 2018, something like that. And we tested, we did a lot of research, and then we got our system launched, I think, in 2020. Yeah, and now it's up and running, and we have like 6 or 7 software developers right now working around the system, keeping upgrading the system, and now we are putting more services and products into one single platform. That's the idea, because we want to offer multiple services and product in one single platform, so it's convenient for the customer.
And when you say multiple service and products, could you expand a little bit more on what those offerings are now? Have they expanded since the early days?
Right now we have only SMS as a core service and product for the company, but we are adding we call pinless verification. It's a verification over IP. We're gonna add a voice. We're gonna add OTT, like WhatsApps. Could be Line or Telegram into the platform as well. So the customers will have choices in the future. So they can, whoever like to use SMS, they can use SMS. Whoever like pinless verification, they can do that. Whoever like voice, they can do voice. So it's just in one single platform.
Yeah, the startup that I'm working for right now, they have an OTP token that they use, and it's through a security system called Duo Security, and so there are it doesn't have to be every time, but there are random times where I try to log in on my laptop, and then it goes to my cellular device, and I have to basically type in the number in which that's being presented, and then I'm able to log in back onto the computer. So it's an interesting, like, I guess, security mechanism there for, like, in terms of like the communication between the computer and the phone in order to be able to log in on the business side. So yeah, just a thought that came up from there. From in current day, I'm curious about how, like, what kind of sales strategies that you implemented. Actually, more so talking about in the early days, you did mention how you have connections, or you had connections on the enterprise side, which of course is very valuable, as we were discussing before. And I'm wondering if, for other founders that are listening in that maybe are taking a lot of that sales responsibility on their shoulders as being a founder or CEO in the early days. What kind of sales strategies did you feel like were good to implement, or were successful?
For us, it's very clear. Our customer are simply the businesses and or enterprise customers. So then that there are not many in this case. So we focus on the big ones from the day one. So it was like a one-to-one approach, and we're still doing this for big customer. But at the same time, right now we have our platform up and running, and people can sign up and use it anytime and can pay online. So it's for mass market. So it's even for small company, they want to use it, they can just go to our website, they can sign up and they can pay, they can launch their service immediately using our API. So now we have to attack both the enterprise customer and also the SME customer because it's time. We For big customer, imagine there are not many banks in Cambodia. Like even those there are like 50 or 60 banks, but they are not thousand, 100,000 that you can get them using our service. So in this case, we have to focus on the on small companies, tech startup as well. So that's why we try and to put our system online so that everybody can access and so that we can move faster and we can scale faster.
And what would you say are the main value propositions that you offer to these SME clients that you're presenting the product to? If you had to name a few that you would go into a discussion.
Right now, anyone who's sign up, for the first sign up, they get like $3 for testing. So we want them to experience and test our platform and see how convenient, how good it is, and we build the platform, around the customer feedback. We have a lot of features like role-based, budget setting, uh, encryption for securities and like that, reporting, and we always listen to our customer. And we have like some startup using us, like working localized. I think even local company like Book Me Bus. I think I have a few more that I cannot remember.
I'm sure there's too many to count, right?
Yeah, yeah, quite many, I have to say.
Yeah.
What
Well,
else?
eGet is also one of our customer.
Oh yeah,
mm,
again.
Yeah.
Are there any like structural like tech competitors to SMS gateways over the long term? Like, do you think the technology will still be being used in 10 years' time? Like, what do you see as like your main competitor from a technology side, not necessarily from a company side?
Okay, let me say it like this. Like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, people in the telecommunications said that the text message would die probably
Mm.
by 2020. But it actually, keep increasing and booming. And according to the industry focus, it's still growing for the next 10 years. But I do understand that technology keep changing from time to time. It like Nokia case.
Right.
I probably I don't know. I have no idea in the next 10 or 20 years. But for me as a tech startup and the business owner, I always you know watch the trend and follow the trend, and we always innovate and develop our services and products too. We just don't stay still. We don't uh, keep the same thing that what we are doing. That's why we're gonna add voice. We're gonna add pinless verification. We're gonna add OTT. And but I think I may be wrong, but SMS may be there for some time at least, because it's very simple, it's very unique. Because
Mm.
when you sign up for any application, you know, they will not ask you for like, what's your Telegram name, what's your Facebook, like that. I need, I just need your phone number, right? It's still very unique. So with the phone number, they can message you, they can interact with you, and and the message is very sexual basically. But if you use like WhatsApp or Telegram as a verification, then it's going to the internet. So
Mm.
that's I may people can say that it's secure because they have encryption technologies and like that. But it's still in terms of technology, any system can be hacked. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of you know
I think with WhatsApp, you actually, if you get locked out of your account, you need to have your phone number to get back in, right?
yeah.
But with Telegram, I think they've allowed it so that you just have to know your username, and then maybe you can uh, find one of your old devices that was on it, or something like this.
Yeah, they may have some mechanism, but at least for the initial sign up, they still use
Right,
one time password through
right,
SMS, like even Telegram or Facebook. Upon you sign up, you get a text message for one time
right.
password. That's simple. But maybe after that they have different way, different mechanism. But some people, they don't like email, they don't like other thing because it takes time. It's not fast. SMS is fast. It's very simple. You
Yeah.
get one time password. That's it.
Mm, right. And so maybe just like taking a step back a bit, you started the company in 2015. What have been some of the milestones along the way, and what have been some of the key challenges that you've had to encounter growing this business and getting it from being a baby to being now more mature and actually being the number one market share in Cambodia for your technology?
Initially, in my head at that time, you know, I was like, many things that I wanted to do at that time, not just SMS. But later on, I realized that I was alone. I couldn't do many things at the same time. I didn't have a team. I didn't have enough money, so enough fun. So I scale down everything and focus only one thing, SMS, because I asked myself why I quit it from working from a big company to do this. Only one job is to do SMS, and why I dream about doing other thing at the same time. Because at that time, sometimes okay, I know that I want to do SMS, but sometimes okay, this may add some revenue, something like that. Then it distracted you. Then I realized okay, that's not the right thing. So I stopped. I cut down everything, and I put the focus on the SMS gateway at that time. So yeah, it was hard as I said, but we got. I was lucky, so we got one big customer, brought us some revenue, and then gave us a lot of trust to attract other customer. Uh, that's how it works for PlasGate, and um, I accumulate the revenue and the profitability, so that we could invest the money that we earn back to hire people, talent, and to build our own system. So that's how I did with PlusGate.
And as a founder and as a leader for the business, what would you say are some of the most important characteristics that you have that you feel that you should convey in order to have to build company culture and to grow a successful business over multiple years?
Sorry again, Don?
I was just gonna say, as I'll ask him, after or I'll go ahead and back it up and ask again. Um, as a founder and a leader of the business, what are some of the most important characteristics that you have to convey in order to like build a culture at the company, to like build a strong culture for employees to want to stay, want to grow and scale with the business over the long term?
I think as a leader or the founder of the company, it's very important that you have your own dream, and you have to believe in yourself, and you have to have passion in what you are doing, because it's very important that if you don't have passion and if you don't believe in your project, then the people that are working with you probably don't believe in you and don't believe in your project. And if they don't believe in you and in your project, then I think it'll be tough for you to succeed. And and getting the talent and the team to work for you is one of the most difficult thing for startup, because good people, good resource, may want to work for the bigger companies and like that. So you have to find way to recruit people, um, and convince them how they gonna believe in you, how they gonna believe in your project. um, if they have no passion with your project or dream, then it's very hard basically. So I use a different approach to reach people. I simply sometimes, like one of my CTO actually, I I I know him on the social media. Then I phone him, and talk to him, because I found him, very talented. And I talk to him, whether you want to join PlusGate. I have this project, and I show him, what we are doing and what the future look like. And then, he said, okay, sound interesting. Then So he joined us. So for me, when I look for people, especially for the management team, um, I want to find someone who actually, has entrepreneur mindset instead of, salary, instead of other benefits. And for those who want to take the long journey with me, uh, that's how, I did it so far.
And how do you enable these the leaders like in management positions to uh, I guess to be able for them to be able to grow uh, teams that can execute well without having to have much oversight from you, let's say.
Um, well, I mean, it's a process, and we have to understand, each other. And I would say experience, and I would say would give you the ability to overcome all those things. And like PlasGate right now, I would say the team is doing well, the system is doing well, and the flow is going well. So basically, you know, everybody can work anywhere, not just at the office. I mean, the team, can be at the office, can be at home, can work on the go. We try, this kind of work during the COVID, and it worked. But later on, I found that we may lose some connection and the office life. So then I decided to return back to the office.
What do you think is like some of the attitudes? And you were saying you look for people that have an entrepreneurial mindset. How can you kind of spot that early on in someone that's joining your company and looking to work with you over the long term?
Um, yes, this is hard. So actually, you have to test them out. I actually, uh, set like a kind of, uh, KPI and a journey. Okay, let's say if you join us and if you reach certain level, then we're gonna give you, certain share of the companies and like that, instead of, salary, instead of benefits. And you know for this approach, some people, who have the entrepreneur mindset, they don't care about salary, they don't care about everything. They just, they just have the passion with the technology, with your dream. And of course, I have to reward them with this kind of thing to motivate them as well, so that they can be on the same boat. So that's how I I implemented it. And I also said to them that don't expect anything, like Facebook, like Alibaba, that you can be millionaire or billionaire one day. uh, don't expect that. You have It's a long journey, and it's a long process, and nobody can predict and know in the future. But this is my dream, and this is my project, and this is my vision. If you see its value, then I would be happy to welcome you on board. But you have to have the right attitude, and you have to have the entrepreneur mindset too. Otherwise, it's very hard to work, with each other, because I mean, if you have the guy, who are just, need high salary or more benefit than anything, then I think maybe they can work for you like 6 months or 1 year, then they would quit the job. I face this issue, so that's why I change it. I always look for the guys who actually have the entrepreneur mindset rather than anything.